optometrist, fashion expert, eyewear designer, foodie. Man, we got a show in store for you today. Friends and family, I'm super excited to welcome the one and only Dr. Sophia Vizanji. Let's go. This is a Defocus Media production.
Audio Jungle.
What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover.
And I'm Dr. Jennifer Lyerly, resident optometry nerd.
And welcome to Defocus Media, optometry's #1 podcast, where we discuss the hottest topics, latest technology, eyewear, practice management, and more. So sit back, relax, and defocus. What's up, everyone? It's your favorite optometrist, Dr. Daryl Glover. Super excited today because we have an incredible show in store for you. We have a rock star in eye care. Hell, we have a rock star in life. I don't know if you guys follow this young lady's social media account, this optometrist social media account. I'm gonna call you an eyewear, eye care icon because everything that you put your fingers on just blows up and it's just magical and it's just a breath of fresh air. I love everything that you do. One thing that we have in common is fashion, and we also have that we're foodies, and we also love to travel. So, when I look at your feed, I feel like, like you're a part of me. I'm a part of you because we align on the same things for the most part. But friends and family, I can't talk too much. I'm going to leave it to Dr. Sophia just to kind of share her story. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited we're doing this.
I'm excited as well. And again, thank you so much for just being great. Thank you so much for your social media feed because every time, again, when I see it, the food, I'm always messaging you like, where's the spot? When I come to New York, I'm checking this out next, right?
Yes, we got to do a whole tour the next time you're in New York.
Oh, man, no doubt
every
about
spot.
it. No doubt about it. And the things that I love is that not only does the food look great, but I'm big into like how the place looks. The architecture, the aesthetics, and it's like I like to find a combination of both of those places, right? Both of those things in one place. So super excited about it. But hey, before we get started and we talk about the journey, your journey, we'd love to get to know a little bit about you. So if you don't mind, maybe sharing where you're from, where you went to school, your why, how did you get into eye care? Let's get this party started, my friend.
Okay, so I'm Canadian originally. I'm from Calgary, Alberta. I went to school at NECO in Boston, and I graduated in 2014. So it's been almost a decade, which is hard to believe. It feels like it was just yesterday that I graduated. Right after school, moved right to New York. It was supposed to be a year. I had 1 year left on my student visa, and I was like, you know what? Let me go somewhere exciting. LA, New York, Chicago. Moved to New York, and then I just fell in love, and it's been New York ever since. So It's been great. I'm the East Coast director of Zach Eyes, which is a startup based in LA, and they brought it out to New York. And then I have my own sunglass line called Aliana Rose Eyewear, and I am on social media as the Monocle Muse.
Yes, the Monocle Muse. Go follow it right now, and it'll change your life. That's for sure. So pretty interesting background. And you were at New England College of Optometry in 2014. Were you there at the same time Dr. Harbir Sayen was there as well?
No, I was right after him. Like he graduated and then I came in. Okay. But we are good friends. I know he's Canadian as well.
Yeah. I love that. It's New England is putting out some stars, right? Yourself, Dr. Harbir Sayen. I think Dr. Jackie Garlich actually graduated from there as well. So there's a lot of great stars out of optometry that's coming out of that institution. And then right now they're just really changing the game with Dr. Howard Purcell over there. He's an innovator, great thinker, game changer. And I love seeing all the things that they're doing. And I love that other schools are paying attention and stepping their game up as well. But let's jump into this journey, right?
Yes.
When I first came across your social media feed and met you, it was many, many moons ago when I've seen you grow from, a couple thousand to several thousand followers. And I would really love to learn a little bit more of, why did you start that social media platform? Why did you start that brand? And what was your vision with that brand? Because when you came out of school, when I came out of school, social media was still kind of like, and especially as a professional, it just wasn't really looked at as something that you should be doing. So I'd love to kind of walk through that journey of why you started it, where you're at, and where you plan to go with that brand as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, social media was just coming up, like Instagram, all of that stuff when we were graduating. For me, I have always had a passion for photography and fashion. And so when I started practicing, I love optometry. We all love optometry, but I
Yes.
needed a creative outlet. I was like, I'm not getting everything I need in the office, So I started on the weekends taking photos. New York is just such a beautiful aesthetic place. There's lots of places to take photos. I was always like dressed up in these cute outfits. I was like, let me take some photos of my looks. And it really didn't start out to be like, oh, I want to be on social media and I want to have an Instagram. It was like, I need just a creative outlet to kind of like fuel me, to get me excited about something on my weekends, on my days off. And then slowly it kind of built up. And the whole premise of it was I wanted to center it around eyewear because that really was my niche. I've been in the eyewear industry since I was 17. I worked in optical before, and then I went into optometry school. And I know eyewear. I know eyewear fashion. I know all the brands. I've been in this industry forever, for my like half my life. And so I was like, in every picture, I'm going to put a pair of glasses. Or if I'm wearing a cute outfit, I'm going to wear a cute pair of sunglasses. And at the time, there was like that whole thing about Luxottica, and a lot of people were like, oh, they didn't know a lot of independent eyewear brands. They knew Ray-Ban, they knew all of the like Oakley. And I was like, I really want to introduce people to other brands that are independent, smaller brands, a lot of them out of Europe, a lot of them that were very unknown at the time. And I was like, this way I have a way to kind of, support my niche and then also make it fun and fashion and New York and all the fun like food and the lifestyle and kind of like marry my passions.
I know, and I love it, and that's the thing, right? I want to kind of take a step back, right? For all of those
Hmm.
that may be watching this, that are thinking about optometry school and what you can do with optometry, and how being an optometrist can change the world. It can change the world in many ways, not just with that patient in the exam room,
Yes.
but it can change your world in becoming an entrepreneur, right? I mean, that's clearly what you are. You use optometry as the foundation or the stepping stone to build this brand. And now
Yeah.
you're serving as an ambassador for the entire healthcare industry, for all of eye care, of the importance of eye exams, the importance of eye care, right? Because when
Yeah.
you show that fashion and that function, you bring both of those pieces together, that creates awareness of what we do as a profession, and it makes the profession
Absolutely.
cool. And that's what we need, right? Because let's be honest, optometry is not that sexy right now.
Yeah.
When people
It's
go to
true. You're right.
school, it's sometimes it's their second or third option, right? For you,
Yeah.
for me, it was our first option, right? But not
Yeah.
everyone has that story. So how can we change that narrative? And it's ambassadors, it's iconic folks like yourself that come in, show a different side of optometry, make it jazzy, make it sexy, and make people want to join this profession, but also most importantly, want to go get their eyes examined. So I want to say thank you so much for all the great work that you've done.
Oh, thank you.
So talk to me about where you want to go with this brand, because
Yeah.
clearly you have made a name for yourself. Clearly you've been able to infuse your flair with photography, fashion, and having the right eyewear. But where do you want to take this brand?
Yeah, for sure. So with the Monocle Muse, it has been an incredible platform, not only for me to garner new patients, also to advertise for my eyewear company, for my sunglass company, but it's also turned it to its own little business. Like I create content for tons of fashion brands. I've worked with, Bloomingdale's, I've worked with Who What Wear, I've worked with, I was in Vogue India. Like there's been so many opportunities in the fashion space. And
Yeah,
so it has kind of created its own second career for me, which has been amazing. So I only see patients now 2 to 3 days a week, and the rest of the time I'm working on content and campaigns for fashion and lifestyle brands. And so that is really where the direction is now, is to just continue to create cool content and work with these brands and like build out that business.
I love it. I love it. You are truly the definition of work-life balance, right?
Thank you.
You're in the exam lane, getting it in, saving lives, saving eyes. You're having time to travel. You're having time to work on what you're passionate about, which is really optometry and the fashion aspect.
Yeah,
This is what makes our profession great, is that you can really have what you want, right? You just got to have that mindset that I want this, I'm going to make it happen. You're a clear representation of that. That's just fantastic.
thank you. Thank you.
Now,
I always tell people, I'm like, when you know your passion, you can turn it. There's so many avenues in optometry. You really can do anything, anything at
absolutely.
all.
Absolutely. I love it. And for me, my passion is optometry, right? But my passion is also paying it forward. And I do it by my nonprofit with Black Eye Care Perspective, and I do it with
Yes.
Defocus Media, and I do it with my eye doctor, right? I'm able to use all these different platforms and really amplify and elevate my voice to be able to get out there to the masses and educate about how great this profession is, but also the importance of eyewear as well, whether it's or eye care as well, whether it's business to business or business to patient. So I'm like you, I love it. I was able to find my passion early on, and it just made my life tremendously, enjoyable, and just, more family time, and just understanding what I want and where I want to go in life as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's take a step back. You mentioned an eyewear line. All right.
Hmm.
Clearly, you are the queen of eyewear because everything you rock is just amazing, from the colors to the shape to the designs. So let's talk a little bit about this. If you don't mind sharing the name and also
Yes.
sharing how you maybe developed that name, and kind of walk us through the journey of, what that process looked like, because starting an eyewear line is not easy. That's a lot of
Yes. It was a lot of work. It has been a labor of love.
work.
And, Harbier also was such a great, he had his eyewear line, and he
Yes.
was such a great resource when I was building this out. So the name of the brand is Aliana Rose Eyewear. And I come from a family of mostly women. I'm one of three girls.
Okay.
And, we were a house full of women. And so Aliana Rose, I took each of my sister's names and my mom's name, and I combined all the
Oh,
women's names to create Aliana Rose as kind of like, I always felt like I became Dr. Vasanji, and that's my dad's surname and that's our family name. But, there's so much power in like the women in our family, and we are strong women. And I wanted to do something as kind of an ode to them.
I
And
love it.
so Aliana Rose was for the women in my family.
I want to elaborate on, touch on that a little bit more. I want to not
Yes.
share my story, but my wife's story. My wife has,
Yes, please.
she has a business where she builds these amazing, gorgeous, huge floral arrangements, real flowers. And
Gorgeous.
she took kind of exactly what you did. She took her two grandmothers' names and
Mm,
combined them into one name. So it's B. Murad. And she kind of just took both of the sides of the families and kind of merged those names together to make it what it is right now. Right.
I
So that's
love
pretty
it.
cool how you pull those creative juices. My wife is very creative as well. And I see some similarities there with just how the, neurons fire off and things of that
Yeah.
nature as well. But sometimes creativity can get you in trouble because she wants to take everything in this house and rebuild and that and the third. He has a big saw and work desk out in the garage. And like me, I'm like the most hands-off person. I'm like, let's hire someone, right? But I'm going off on a tangent. I'm gonna go back and let you finish up the story of the eyewear line. So please continue, my friend.
Yeah, no, so Aliana Rose is the eyewear line, and I wanted to really create a line of unique styles that different eras in time, like the 90s, the 70s, and different and inspired by places of the world. As you know, I'm a huge traveler. I love to travel. I try to travel as much as I can. And I'm so inspired every time I go to a new place, like by the colors, the culture, the people, the architecture, and using that as kind of inspiration for the lines I create is what I wanted. And so the first collection
Nice.
I created after my family's from East Africa.
Okay.
And my paternal grandmother, who passed away many years ago, she is from Zanzibar. And so the first collection I named Zanzibar after,
Nice.
her birthplace as kind of an ode to her. And then the colors were inspired by like East Africa, Tanzania, and yeah, that's how and the 90s era. So like the slim frames, that was kind of the basis of the launch collection, the debut collection. And then the second collection I called Cali, and it's based off different places in California that
Ah,
I love. So there's Malibu, there's the Joshua Tree frame, there's the Palm Springs frame, like all of the places I love in California. And it was based off a 70s aviator style. And so
nice.
each collection is kind of based off an era and time, and then a place that has inspired me.
I love it. I love it. And my family is actually from West Africa, so I hope at some point
Oh,
in time you visit out there. My mother's from Liberia.
yes.
My wife is from Nigeria, so maybe you can pull some energy,
Yes. I
vibes,
mean,
inspiration from there as well at some point in time.
Absolutely. I would love that. I mean, I have to go to East Africa. I haven't been, and I've been waiting to go with my family because I would love to go with my parents and see where they grew up.
Absolutely. It's on my
But
list to
yeah,
go to East Africa and all parts of Africa because I've only been to Liberia, Nigeria, South Africa, but I want to go everywhere. I like to travel too.
yeah,
It's definitely in the pipeline for me. Um,
yes.
how can people check out your line? What's the best website, the best area to reach out to if they are interested in maybe bringing that collection into their office or if they just want to
Yes.
purchase something for themselves?
Absolutely. We are doing wholesale as well to offices and boutiques. So the best place to check out the collection is Aliana, Aliana Rose, Rose, eyewear.com.
Nice, nice. And for
Yes.
all my listeners and followers, we're gonna set you up. We have Defocus 15 special code. Go in there and you get a
Yes.
discount. All right, we're gonna make that magic happen. Did you bring any with you today at work? I know you
I,
have patient care.
always,
Let's see some.
always. I mean,
Nice.
hello.
All right. Ooh, look at those. You got to tell us about it.
Yeah, so this is the Zanzibar collection. I really like an asymmetry with most of the things I do.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, the asymmetry, the little colored blue in the corner, they have blue lenses. These ones are super popular. They also fit a little smaller. So for your patients that have narrow heads, they don't want to go to the kids section to pick out something that their kids would wear. So this is kind of nice because it really caters to those small faces.
Very nice. Any more, or
Yeah.
just that one there? What else do we
I
have?
I mean, I have a ton in the office, but I would have to go
I
get
want to
them. But
pull you
we
away
have the whole
from there. I
collection
want to
here.
pull you away, but everyone, you got to check out this brand. You got to check
Please.
out the social media feed. You got to just check out everything that Dr. Sophia is doing. Just a fantastic person, and again, an ambassador for eye care. I love getting on these calls and learning more about the journeys of the Dr. Jennifer Size, the Dr.
Yeah.
Sophia's, the Dr. Chen's of the world. Like everyone out there is just doing some amazing things that's really creating more awareness of eye care.
Yeah.
Our sight is the most precious sense, and it's our job, it's our duty to make sure that people understand how important it is. And we can't do the traditional things that we've done in the past. We got to bring a little more flair, a little more flavor to this industry. And that's what you're doing, my friend. And I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. Now,
Thank you.
before you leave, I want to play a little game with you. All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
It's called I Choose. All right. Let me
Okay.
put my timer on. And essentially, with this, we're going to spend 1 minute and I'm going to ask you some questions, right?
Okay.
And you're going to tell me which one you prefer. So, for example, I'm just going to throw something out there.
Okay.
McDonald's or Burger King? You would say whichever one you want,
McDonald's.
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That's how the game goes. So we're going to get started. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. The clock has started. New York or LA?
New York every time.
Essilor or Zeiss lenses?
Zeiss.
Delta or American Airlines?
Delta.
Instagram or TikTok?
Instagram.
Dailies Total One or My Day?
Ooh, Daily Total One.
Karl Lagerfeld or Diane von Furstenberg?
DVF.
Shorts or jeans?
Ooh, jeans.
Hip hop or country music?
Hip hop.
Low vision or pediatrics?
Ooh, pediatrics.
Tesla or Hummer?
Hummer.
Dog or cat?
Dog.
Nelson Mandela or Martin Luther King Jr.?
Ooh, Nelson Mandela.
All right, all right. Dry eye or glaucoma?
Dry eye.
Gucci or Prada?
Prada.
Heels or sneaker?
Heels.
All right, that's it. All right. So we got a
Damn.
little bit more about you. That was pretty good, right?
Yeah, I was like, damn, some of them I was like, I don't know.
Well, I don't want to hold you up too much longer, but I always like to ask all my guests, all my eye care professionals out there, if you could give your younger self some advice, what would it be? Because you've had a hell of a story and you're still building out this story, and we're probably in the early chapters. But for someone out there that's just like you, family from East Africa, raised in Canada, now living in New York. I mean, you've really lived a hell of a dream for a lot of folks, right? But what piece of advice would you give?
I think be as authentic as you can to yourself. Really get to know yourself. Get to know what you like, what you're passionate about, what your journey is, what your purpose is.
Mm,
And don't be afraid to change your mind. You don't have to have all the answers all up front. You can go with the flow, change your mind, shift and move with your journey. You know, things are going to change, your interests are going to change, your circumstances are going to change, and don't be afraid to just pivot if you need to.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone, check out the Monocle Muse. Go follow her on social media. Check out the website. Again, discount code DFocus15. Make sure you connect. If anybody wants to get in touch with you and maybe partner or bring you into their stores, what's the best contact information?
Best for me would probably be Sophia, Sophia, at themonoclemuse.com.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for being on the show. Everyone, stay healthy, stay positive, and stay blessed. And until next time, peace. All right, colleagues, and it's a wrap. Thank you dearly for hanging out with the D-Focus Media team. We hope truly something resonated with you. And if it did, be sure to give us 5 stars and make sure you follow us on all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, you named it. And our handle is at D-Focus Media on all platforms. And until next time, be sure to keep it 2020, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode.